Hello, and welcome to our Boulder County Findhelp training specific for childcare and preschool providers participating in the ECCBC pilot project. My name is Liz Isaguirre, and I'm the Family Resource Network Coordinator with Boulder County Human Services. I'll be walking you through today how you can update your program card information on this site. First, you'll need to navigate to Boulder County's Find Help site. That's boco.findhelp.com or boco.findhelp.com. When you get to the site, you'll find that the default language is English. If this is not the language that you would prefer to update your information in, you can adjust the language by clicking on the drop-down list next to the Select Language option. When you click this list, you'll see that there's over 130 different languages to choose from. When you find your desired language, select that option and click the green arrow button. That will automatically translate all of the information on the site into your preferred language. Now, Albanian is not how I would like to make my updates today, so I'm going to change back into English. Just know that this is an option available to you. In order to get started and get into the area where you can update your program card information, you'll need to log in. To do that, click the Login button in the top right corner of your screen. Use the email that you provided to ECCBC when you registered to participate in this pilot project, and provide the password that you created when you went in to initiate your account for the first time. Once you've entered that information, click the blue Login button. If you used the email that you provided to ECCBC when you were registering for this pilot project, you should now see a couple of options in the top right-hand corner of the screen. You'll see your name, you'll see a People I'm Helping option, and where we'll be today is in the My Program Tools. If My Program Tools is not showing for you, please reach out to Sherry so that she can confirm that you're logging in with the email address you provided to us. In order to get into the area of the platform where you can update the information on your program card, click the drop-down list next to My Program Tools and select Edit Program Listings. This will open up a list of all programs that you've claimed on the BOCO Find Help site. Now, I have multiple programs claimed. For most of you, you'll see one, maybe two options. We have had questions about whether or not you could create more than one program, and you definitely can. However, keep in mind that for each program card that you create on the platform, you'll need to maintain and update that information. So we just encourage organizations to think about whether it might make more sense to provide additional details on a single program card instead of having multiple in the platform. Please feel free to reach out to Sherry or myself if you'd like to talk through and brainstorm those options together. For today's demonstration, I'm going to be using our Demo Childcare Services account. You'll see that for each of your listings, you have three options. You have Edit Program, Edit Contact Settings, Edit Hours and Locations. We're going to walk through each of these screens together. To start, let's click on the Edit Program. This is an important page because there's several details on here we're requesting that you keep updated over the course of our pilot project. I'll walk you through these different sections together now. First item is you'll see that you can update your program name. This is where you can adjust what your program is called in the system. The other item that you can do is to update your contact information. This is important because this is how people who find your program card on BOCO Find Help know to reach out to you. Right now, I have two options selected. I have that people should call the main number and that people could email the main email address. Now, if you'd only like to provide one option, I believe most of your accounts have defaulted to either calling the number or visiting the website. If you would like to change that, select the drop-down list and choose the most appropriate option. If you would like to provide more than just one option, you can click this green Add One More button and select the additional option you'd like listed on the website. Your main phone number, email address, and website URL have been pre-entered, but feel free to update this information. Just keep in mind that all of these details are displayed publicly on your program card. Now, the email address provided here is the email address that individuals should use reaching out to find more information about your services. It can be different from the email address you're choosing to log in and manage your account with. The next important section on this page is the About Your Program area. There's several areas in here that you'll want to update and maintain over the course of our pilot project. First section is letting folks know if your program is available to new clients. This means, does your child care or preschool center have spaces available? Everyone defaults to being available. However, as rooms fill up and you register more children, please adjust this to near capacity, wait list, or full as appropriate. Near capacity means that you have one or two slots available. Waitlist or full means that you have no more slots available. And this is really helpful because it allows caregivers to have a sense of expectation when they reach out to you if there will be availability at your site. Adjusting to waitlist or full does not remove your program from the platform, so community members will know that you still exist. It just lets them know to not expect that their child can begin attending your program immediately. The next important section is this program description. Program description, the first two lines of the section, appear as a preview when individuals are looking at your program card on Boulder County Findhelp. One item that we are asking everyone to do is if your program accepts CCAP or UPK, that you provide that information as the very first line on your program card with the simple statement, our program accepts CCAP, or our program accepts CCAP and UPK, or our program accepts UPK, whatever is the most appropriate information for you to display. And then you're free to provide whatever other details you think is important for caregivers to know about your program before they reach out to you. The next section that you'll want to make sure that you update are the main services that you provide. These are chosen from a preset drop-down list on the website and are important because when parents search for childcare, unless you've selected childcare as one of these services, your program won't appear. The same is true for preschool or before school care, so make sure that you've included all of the services that are appropriate to your site. To make those selections, click the drop-down arrow in here, go to the Care section, scroll down to Daytime Care, and you'll find a list of available options. You can select as many of these as are true of your program. If you accidentally select an item, so let's say I select before school care and then realize, oh, I don't actually provide that, or your services change, you can always remove an option by clicking the X next to the option name in the list above. You can also list secondary services. So these will be listed in smaller font underneath your primary services. It's not a required area, but for some of our providers, you might provide preschool as a main service, but you do offer childcare for siblings, for example. So you could select a secondary service here. Again, you'll click the drop-down list, go to the care section, scroll down to daytime care, and select whatever services make sense for your organization. You don't have to list any services here. And if there are additional information about these secondary services that you would like caregivers to know, again, your program description section is a great spot to enter this information. So for example, you could enter in, we do offer before school options for siblings of children enrolled in our preschool program. The next important section is this who do you serve? When parents search for childcare services on BOCO Find Help, they're able to filter the results by age group. Indicating the appropriate age groups that you serve in this section will make sure that your program appears in the relevant searches. In order to do that, you'll click this drop-down list, select age group, and then choose from the available options. Just like when you're selecting the main services that you provide, you're able to select more than one option in this list. School-aged children is roughly children aged 5 to 12, preschoolers is 3 to 4, toddlers is 1 to 2, and infants is 0 to 1. Again, just like the other list, if you accidentally select a age group, and then you either no longer provide services to that age group or selected it in error, click the X next to the right of the age group selected to remove it from your list. Once you have the appropriate age group selected, click out. Now, an additional item for this pilot is that we're asking that the age group selected match your open rooms. So if right now I have room in my infants and my preschool class, even if you provide services to toddlers, but you don't have any space currently for toddlers, we're asking that you leave them off your list. This way, parents won't reach out to you asking to be added to a toddler classroom when you don't have room there. If at a future date that room's availability opened up, we would ask you to log back in and update this section by including that age group. The next section is letting parents know what languages are supported at your site. You can select as many or as few languages are appropriate. And again, if that ever changes, simply unclick the option in order to remove it. The final section is the cost for your program. In general, services on Boulder County Findhelp are offered at a free reduced cost or sliding scale rate. However, child care and preschool has been identified as a high community need. And so for the purposes of this pilot, we are waiving that requirement. If your program does not offer free sliding scale or reduced cost options, please select the full cost option here. Accepting CCAP or UPK does not qualify as reduced cost. So if those are the only other options you provide, please go ahead and leave it as full cost. However, if you provide reduced costs based off of, for example, annual income as a family, then you would select the appropriate option here, or if you have a scholarship program. Now, some sites might offer a discount for certain populations. Let's say you offer a 15% discount for teachers and first responders. That is helpful information that you could include in your program description above. So you'll see in this demo program, we've included a statement letting caretakers know that we offer a 15% discount for teachers and first responders. Once all of this information has been updated to reflect your current services that you provide, as well as openings that you have in your facility, remember to scroll down to the very bottom and click the green Save and Go Back button. This automatically updates all of the information on Boulder County Findhelp so that caretakers searching for childcare or preschool on the site are always seeing the most current and accurate information for your program. The next section is this contact settings. This is how you adjust how parents reach out to you who are interested in your program. Now, for everyone on this pilot, it usually has defaulted to visit our website, call, or email us to receive services. And again, if you'll remember, when we were updating our program information, we could provide a main phone number, a main email address, or a main website. And that's the information that will be displayed. If instead you would like a form that they fill out on the website and is emailed to you, you can select this first option. If you select that first option, you'll need to provide an email address or email addresses where you would like those notifications to go. If possible, we encourage you to provide more than one email so that none of these notifications are lost. If you choose this option, you'll see that at the bottom there's this email preferences for the referral digest email. This is not talking about how often you'll be notified when people complete the form asking for more information about your program. Those emails are sent as soon as the individual clicks submit. What these are summary emails to let you know how many times have people completed that form on the website. And you can get those emails on a daily, weekly, biweekly, or not at all. So again, just want to remind everyone that these are summary activity emails. They're not the individual contacts. Once you've selected how you would like people to connect with you, click the green Publish button below. And again, that automatically updates all of the information on the program. The last piece that we'll review is how to edit your office locations and hours. You can click the button here if you've been working step by step through this process with me, or you can always get back to that section again by going to My Program Tools and selecting Edit Program Listings. This final section, Hours and Location, is the third button available to you. This section is where you adjust the information that's displayed on your program card about where your services are provided on the dates and times that they're provided. In order to update the information, click the blue Edit button here. Now you'll notice that on the previous page, this location was listed as an administrative office only. That's because the confidential location button was clicked here. If you would like the public to be able to see the location for your child care or preschool center, don't click the button. You'll leave it unclicked, and that means that this address will be publicly displayed on the web page. However, for some of you who are providing childcare or preschool services out of your home, you may not want your home address publicly displayed. If that's the case for you, please remember to check this confidential location button. That will mean that individuals can reach out to you to find more information, but your home address will not be publicly displayed on the website. Scroll down here to include the days and hours that you provide services. Let folks know the English or Spanish or other languages that you support. And then at the very bottom, click the Save and Go Back button. Again, clicking that button automatically updates your program card information on the website. Now, for some of our providers, you may have more than one location where you provide your services. For example, you may have a child care center in Boulder and another one in Longmont. Instead of having two program cards, you're able to add multiple locations on a single program card. To do that, you click this blue Add New Location button. This opens up the same page where you can enter a new location name, for example, Longmont Center, provide the address, the hours of operation, and the languages supported. Once you've completed that, you would click the blue Save and Go Back button at the bottom of the screen, and now you'll have two locations listed on your program card. Within any of these pages, if you ever make edits that you do not want saved and published, instead of clicking the Save or the Publish button, you'll click the red Discard Changes. That will take you back to the previous screen without saving any of the information you had updated. All right, I know that was a lot of information. If you have any questions about how to do this, please reach out to Sherry or check your email as she's provided some additional instructions and supports. And also remember that we have check-in office hour meetings in October, November, and December. Again, thank you for joining us in this pilot project, and we look forward to working with you this fall.